What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to FM21, the beta series with Atalanta. It is me, FoggyPlays, and today's the end of season review, episode 10. It's like I calculated exactly how many episodes it was going to take. We're 10 episodes in, and this is our first look at the end of season review. So let's have a look and see what it looks like, because this screen is already very different to what it was last, well, ever really. Okay, so for a second there I thought the game was after crashing. The board transfer reaction is fine by the looks of it. So it was a busy season in the transfer market, and it's safe to say that, or to say there was some good business done in bringing key signings who contributed hugely to the season's success. Papetti was definitely one of those very important players. Sak was a handy player to have. Dahoud didn't do an awful lot. Radu had an okay time. So he's playing for Genoa. Came in from Inter, and it says he's playing for Inter, but that's fine. Ezekiel Gray, I'm assuming, because he was cheap, he cost nothing, and his wages were low. You can actually get, they're content with Dahoud. Very disappointed in Radu. Milik was fine. I expect Talismagno to be not great. Yeah. Extremely disappointed. Paying over the odds for the player. Belandi is a player who I brought in from the youth intake. For some reason, still comes up here, but the rest of them don't. Transfers out. We released this guy, Mural. I would imagine they wouldn't be overly impressed with his sale because he increased in value straight after. Jim City. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone else really of importance that we sold that I can think of. No. They're disappointed with the selling of Karnikesi because his value's dropped again, so it's all over the place. So that is that. It was a superb season for Dea, who exceeded expectations throughout the campaign and claimed a deserved title. So the board expectation was to qualify for the Europa League. We qualified for the Champions League by winning the league, and we had an average attendance of 21,500. Next season, just before the season starts, maybe we should have our stadium increased, which is going to be fantastic. I think it's up to 26,000 ish. Ilic was the top goal scorer, and the board are pleased. But we smashed it. Interesting. Champions League, we were expected to get as far as the first knockout round. We had a very tough group. Managed to get to the semi-finals. Again, 95% home attendance. Ilic and Lammers were our top scorers. And to summarise, the board are pleased. Kind of would expect it a bit more than pleased. Italian Cup, they are devastated. Because we were supposed to we were expected to reach, I think it was the semi-final. We got knocked out in the first round. Yeah. Something's not right here. Because, yeah. Okay, so. A season to remember. Losing to Udinese. We won the league and they were like, oh, even though you lost to Udinese. You know. Biggest win was against Torino, 5-0. Match to remember was our 2-1 win over Napoli. 2-1 win over Napoli was the one to remember, not the win against Juventus. And goal of the season was Ilic scoring against Bologna. Okay. Finances, pretty good. Reputation has stayed unchanged. No new sponsorship deals. I suppose it is the first season, so it's hard to have a sponsorship change. But healthy amounts of money coming in. We have sold 5 million in shirts, 500,000 coming from non-domestic, 15,033 shirts, mostly for Gomez, Ilic, Duvan Zapata, Milik and Darun. Milik won't be here next season. Darun probably going to get moved on. And I feel like Gomez and Ilic might end, and I kind of feel like all these players might actually leave next season. So the best 11 for the season has Galini in goal, Palomino, Papetti and Situlo as our centre backs, Hatbor and Goosens as our wing backs, Furler and Pasalic, Gomez, Ilic and Lammers as the rest of the players. To be fair, that is the team that played most of this. I would Duvan Zapata, before he picked up that knock, he played a lot of games. Situlo has the lowest amount of appearances. I feel like Palomino was one of those players that just kind of went under the radar. Just kind of played a lot of games and never really put a foot wrong. So the accolades. So club awards: fans player of the season was Alejandro, young player of the season was Lammers, signing of the season Papetti, goal of the season went to Ilic, top scorer Ilic with 17. This is just the league, I imagine, because he scored 20 something. Alejandro Gomez only with 9 assists. Interesting. Also had 5 player of the matches, and the highest average rating was Robin Goosens with a 7.228. Record breaker, most assists. Hans Hatbor ended with 12 in all competitions. Galini had 14 clean sheets. Hatbor 7 man of the matches. Goosens had 13 yellow cards, and the youngest player was Roberto Mangarotti, one of the players who came in from the youth intake. Gave him an opportunity. Played when he was 16 years and 124 days. Nothing for competition awards. And history in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at the end of the season awards ceremony. So winning the league, it was a superb season for Dea, who exceeded expectations throughout the campaign and claimed a deserved title. I think we did. So I gave Fruler like a week off because he was tired. We don't have any games to play, so why not give him a little bit of time? Although there should be the Euros coming up, so maybe that's not ideal for him. This is the highest position we've ever finished in the league. First time we've won it, obviously, because it's the highest we've ever finished. Record low number of draws with 4. Season review, I think we've already looked at. Oh, yeah, we have. Okay, so that's just taking you back to that. Analyst report, we were fantastic. Our XG was 58.9. XG points were 80.1. Actual goals was 80 instead of the 58.9. Actual points were 88. So we outperformed everything. Club vision for next season is to play high tempo pressing football, which is what we're doing. Develop young players using the club's youth system, which we've started doing already. Play entertaining attacking football, which is what we already do. Sign young players to develop for... So they've gotten rid of the sign players from lower league, which is quite nice, because that was so hard. There was nobody in Serie B or Serie C that would actually benefit us from signing. Sign young players to develop, apart from Papetti. He did come from Serie B. Sign young players to develop a profit, work within the wage budget. Minimum 3-year contracts for first team players. We're doing all of that already. They want us to qualify for the Europa League, reach the first knockout round of the Champions League. The youth facilities are being upgraded, and they should be done soon. And they want us to develop the best youth system in the country, which we should be able to continue doing, assuming they do what they're supposed to do. So end of season team meeting, plans for next season are going to be go for Champions League. That's exactly the kind of ambition I want to see from our manager. We'll qualify for the Champions League. Thank you very much, Duvan Zapata. That's exactly the direction I was hoping for. The ladies said that we're at the same level of ambition. Pump fists. Ladder stages of the Champions League. Yeah, draw pleased. Sensible target. Outstretched arms. Exactly the sort of reaction I was looking for. I think we can do that. Yep. Is there given opportunity to more young players next season? I think that's enough promises for now. I don't think there's anything else I want to promise I'm pretty happy with everything that we've said. Everyone's fairly happy. Players holding you to a promise. Okay, so there's a lot of players going to hold me to that promise, which I feel like we're going to do anyway. New season report. Yeah, it's pretty much what we had last season. Plus we have a bunch of other players coming in. So player who spent the most of the season out was Tomilino with 41% of the season. Barali, 7 injuries, don't even know who he is. And Tomilino, 5 months out, injured. The lads will be back on the 19th of July. And where are we going to go in the world for our training camp? I think we go to the USA and set up a game for Atalanta versus Atalanta. Don't care about that. Pizzala. Cristiano Ronaldo, Serie A Player of the Year, has kind of makes sense. Muzabaro scored the goal of the season, and Manager of the Year. I can't vote for myself, which is somewhat annoying. So I'm going to find someone who is lower on the list. We're going to Gotti, because I know I have a good myself and himself. We get along with each other. Team of the Year, Goosens, Palomino, or parent place for Genoa, not Sampdoria. I said Sampdoria in the last episode. I apologise. I was wrong. So Goosens, Palomino, and Hatbor all made it in the back four. Fruler and Paslic make up the midfield. Lammers and Illich as the strikers. Atalanta were today announced as the winners of the Italian Serie A Best Club of the Year award. Fans of the team are pleased. The club has won such an accolade, and the award was given by players from the Serie A. The manager's Manager of the Year. I'm going to just go for Gotti again. Why not? Have I made it onto the favoured personnel list? I have not. I was hoping, given the team their first ever league title, would have done that, but obviously not. So what we're going to do in the next part of this episode is we're going to go through all the players we've brought in. So like I said, we have a couple of transfers going through already, as Talis Magno has completed his Italian course. So we'll be back for that in just a second. I'm going to see how long it takes for me to actually go through the whole summer, because I feel like it's not going to be as long. It's not going to take hours like it used to with FM19 and FM20. So we'll be back for that in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Ooh, who are we going to bring in? There's the tasty young Brazilian I've been looking at. Don't take that out of context. So it has arrived. First day of the new season. We're playing a game against Cagliari, and we've made a few signings. If you go back to yesterday, was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Juventus beat Udinese 3-0. Kind of standards what they did to them last year, or was it more? But Lazio smashed Napoli 7-2. Whoa! But we're going to have a quick look at the transfer window. You're going to see we brought in 15 players and sold 58. It was a clear out. We're not going to go through everybody. We're just going to have a look at the ones that are important. So we brought in Sabozlai, as I think I told everybody. This guy just makes it into every one of my teams. I absolutely love him. Paid a lot of money for him. 41.5 million. It's a lot. Then we also signed Charles de Ketterelli, who is a Belgian central midfielder, kind of humming and hawing. I'm thinking about making him a complete wing back, but we paid 24 million for him. He had a good season with Club Rouge. Why not? We also signed Sturgu, who is a Swiss wonder kid centre back, 2.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential. Paid 13.75 million for him. He had a good season with St. Gallen last year. Why not? Lavakovic came in to shore up our defensive situation. 72,000, a lot of money. But for the last 2 years, I haven't managed Lavakovic, so I said, why not give him a run out in the beta, see how he gets on. He's definitely going in as our number one goalkeeper. Esposito came in on loan, but he's gone out. Or he came in for 10 million, has gone out on loan. Marcos Leandro is a Brazilian striker we've brought in to be a complete forward duking out with the players that we currently have. He looks decent. See how he gets on. 5.25 million. It's not a huge amount of money. I think it was his release clause. We signed a Paraguayan Spanish Brazilian from Botafogo. This is his second time outside of South America. I think he's the Paraguayan number 1 goalkeeper. He came in, but then we signed Livakovic. So we also signed a goalkeeper from Olympiacos just as a backup. We signed Thomas Hansen, who is a 17-year-old Norwegian who had 5-star potential until he arrived. Bracalo came from Dinamo Zagreb. He's gone out on loan. Cavaligia came from Juventus on a pre-contract. He is going out on loan. No, he's still here. He's in the first team. Probably won't play that much. We signed an Austrian, Lubicic. He's just a potential player to run around. Then we signed our 55-year-old goalkeeper, Chergihini. I thought, why not? Give him a chance to run around. Who did he's eligible to play for San Marino. Has never made his league or his debut. We'll see how that goes for him. Felipe Cruz, who I've recently discovered is a player that a lot of people are looking to sign this year. I was unaware of that until recently. Ele Crispy, who I've talked about before, he has gone out on loan, if I am not mistaken. I am not gone to our affiliate club, Cremonese. Important players that have left: Hatboer has gone to Inter Milan for 20 million. Martin Deroon has gone to Inter Milan for 12 million. Musabaro, we already knew about that. Ibanez, we already knew about that. Sportiello, AC Milan for 7.25 million. He's gone to AC Milan as their first choice goalkeeper. Oh, because they lost Donnarumma, yeah, that's right. That is right. I forgot that Donnarumma left AC Milan for Chelsea. So they've brought him in as their first choice goalkeeper. Milik gone to Sevilla, as you were well aware. Cornelius gone to Parma, as you know. This guy was just sitting in our under 20s. No idea who he was. He was on loan at Crotone. Again, no idea who he was. Zenit paid us 3 million. Fair enough. Haas was already agreed to leave. Is there anyone in here that's important? A lot of these players. Zamet has gone to Napoli. The Maltese player we signed for shits and giggles, 6,500. He has left us. We have had a couple of players leave at the end of last season, which we'll show in a second. I don't think, like, a lot of it was just clearing out the deadwood. Ruggeri's gone out on loan again this year. Piccoli, Boris Radnovic has gone to Spal on loan. Bracalo, as I said, has gone to Pisa. Panda's gone to Pisa. Omar's gone to Cremonese. Spal took Guibuya and Esposito. Tomalino's gone on loan to Juve Stabiax. Literally nobody wanted to sign him. Oh, nobody wanted to sign him. It was really, really frustrating. So that is everyone we've gotten rid of this year. We released a literal shit ton of players. Don't think there's anyone in this list that is even remotely worth talking about. No. But we are going to go back to last season because Furler left for Man United. Threw a strop because I didn't do something I said I was going to do, so he wanted to leave. Same with Sack. Sack wanted to leave. Valued, I think his value was 5.75 million. Went to Brighton in the Championship, and then its value went up to 14.75. I'm not sure how that works, but that is everything that we've done so far this year. Still have a little bit of time in the transfer window, but that is, you know, we really, really got rid of so many players. Like, our under 20 team has a lot of players that are in the first team that are just in there to get fitness, or under 20s or under 18s. Not that big anymore. Dynamics wise, we'll have a look at the team. Yeah, like 34 players in the first team. It's not that bad. Players are not happy though. That is the only issue. Quite a number of players were very, very, very upset because I accepted offers for players, and then the players rejected the offers, which was less than 80. Like Palomino, it's not. Why is he listed? Okay. I offered him out because a Chinese club came in for him I accepted it and he rejected their offer. And same for Tolio, which, you know. Alejandro Gomez is upset there's a lack of depth in defensive midfield. We don't play defensive midfielders. So, you know. Filippo Grassi is disappointed we didn't send him out alone, but he's going to be like a first choice player. Like, not necessarily first choice, like joint second choice. So, but this is the team we're going to be lining up with for the first game of the season. We have Livakovic in goal, Papetti, Sturgu and Sutalo as our centre back trio. Sutalo, I think, is the oldest of them, so he's 21, 19, 19. We're going into the season with two 19-year-olds and a 21-year-old at the back. Lazio did actually come in to try and sign Sutalo on loan, and I said no. Lezola is going to start as our complete wing back on the right. De Ketelaere is going to start as our wing back on the left. Szoboszlai and Pasalic as our centre midfield. Szoboszlai, every year he plays a different position for me. It's fantastic. In FM19 he was an attacking, or a number 10. In FM20 he was a Mazzella, and in FM21 so far, box to box midfielder. Alejandro Gomez is going to continue as the advanced playmaker potentially, although Ilic might be the go-to. Zapata and Lammers are going to start as our strikers. We do have, like I said, lots of players. I've brought some of the players that were out on loan last year into the first team to see how they get on. We still have, like I said, plenty of time left. Goosens won't be fit to play the game. He's only able to play 45 minutes. I'm not going to risk him, because why would I? Why would I risk one of my best players when I don't need to? So we have a week and a day left. We've brought in a good chunk of money. There's been some crazy transfers. Toivonen, I think that can rise to 57 million or something. But there's just been some insane transfers. We'll have a look. Spain. No, Daniel. There was. It must be the Premier League, so that has. Yeah, Bernardo Silva has gone to PSG for 90 million. Lautaro Martinez has gone to Chelsea for 68. Son has gone to Man City for 48.5. There's the transfer window has just been insane this year. Guerrero has gone to Man City for 26.5 million. What is going on? Has there been anything crazy happening in France? Digne has gone back to PSG for 34.5 million. Tonali went to PSG for 34 million. PSG are just throwing money about the place. 225 million. Anything in Portugal? Any mad expensive? Nobody going in, but we've had a couple of players leave. Asensio was the player I looked at. My chief scout kept saying, you need to sign this guy, and then I'd go to look at him and he'd be like, oh, if you sign this guy, you're not going to be able to register players because you're not going to have enough room to bring in foreigners. So he unfortunately went to China, which, you know, less than ideal. But we have team cohesion's a little bit down, club atmosphere is a little bit down as well, because we've had a bit of a turmoil this summer. So many players unhappy about things. Like, I don't want to give Palomino a new contract. Why is he? Let's put him back as a squad player. He's elderly now. He's not. He still hasn't got. He's still good though, sort of thing. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, the next episode will be the game against Cagliari and the Champions League draw. We also have another player arriving in the not too distant future, another attacking midfielder. I've gone a bit mental on signing players. Galini, one player I didn't mention, is on his way out. He wants to leave. Lille offered to sign him and then couldn't, so they came back in straight away, same offer. They were like, bing, we want him. I've accepted the offer from Tigres though. Hopefully he goes on loan to them and signs away forever, because we don't have time for him. We also signed two Danish young fellas who were both 15, aren't going to be arriving until after the beta is over, so kind of regret that decision, but they look fruity. So let me know in the comments down below, is there players, like what nation is producing the best new gens for you? Because for me, it looks like it's Denmark, which is surprising. Also, Lammers had an offer from Roma. We rejected it. Malanovsky had an offer from AC Milan. We rejected it. Kind of regretted it. I rejected it and then went, wait, maybe I should have accepted that. Yeah. Team-wise, I think we're in a good position. Like I said, we have a lot of players eligible to play for the under-20s and under-18s, just to get a bit of fitness into them. At some point, Chergini is going to get a game, at least one game in the league, because I want to see what he can do. Potentially a game against Entella or Empoli, might get a game in one of those, and we'll see how he gets on. Yeah, next episode is going to be the game against Cagliari and the Champions League group draw. So if you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!